It feels like the kind of place the world forgot. No crowds, no noise, no endless lines of cars. Just silence, stretching across mountains, valleys, and sky.
But that silence isn't empty, it's heavy. The kind that makes you feel small the longer you stand in it. Welcome to Great Basin National Park.
Hidden in the eastern edge of the state of Nevada, on the western side of the United States, within the vast continent of North America, this is one of the most isolated national parks you can find. It sits far from major cities, far from highways, and far from the usual paths people take. You don't end up here by accident. You choose to come here. And most people don't. At first glance, it doesn't look like much. No famous skyline, no landmarks that dominate social media, nothing that demands attention. And maybe that's exactly why it has stayed untouched for so long.
But the deeper you go, the more this place begins to change. Because Great Basin is not empty, it's ancient.
This land moves at a different pace. Time here doesn't feel fast, it feels stretched, slowed down, almost paused.
During the day, the landscape feels wide open and exposed. Dry desert valleys extend endlessly, framed by mountain ranges that rise sharply into the sky. The air is thin, the sun is intense, and the silence follows you everywhere. Then you start to notice something unexpected. Life, holding on.
High in the mountains, where conditions are harsh and unforgiving, stand trees that look barely alive, twisted, weathered, almost dead. But they're not.
These are bristlecone pines, some of the oldest living organisms on Earth. Many of them have stood here for over 4,000 years. They were already ancient when the pyramids were built.
They've survived storms, droughts, freezing temperatures, and time itself. And they're still standing, still growing, slowly.
Almost like they've learned how to outlast the world around them. It doesn't feel normal. It feels like you're looking at something that shouldn't still exist. And yet, it does.
But what's above the ground is only part of the story. Beneath the mountains, hidden in darkness, lies another world. Lehman Caves.
A vast underground system carved over millions of years. As you step inside, everything changes. The temperature drops, the air becomes still, and the light begins to disappear.
What replaces it feels unreal. Stone formations hang from the ceiling like frozen waterfalls. Others rise from the ground in sharp, delicate shapes. Some twist and curl in ways that seem almost too precise to be natural.
It's quiet down there. Completely quiet. The kind of silence that presses against your ears until you become aware of every breath you take.
Time doesn't feel like it's moving. It feels like it's stopped. And then, night falls.
This is where Great Basin becomes something else entirely. Far from cities and artificial light, this park is one of the darkest places in North America. When the sun disappears, the sky doesn't fade, it transforms. Stars don't slowly appear. They explode across the sky. Thousands at first, then millions, filling every inch of darkness. The Milky Way stretches overhead like a river of light, cutting across the night in a way most people have never truly seen.
It doesn't look real. It feels like stepping outside of Earth and into the universe itself. And in that moment, something shifts.
You realize how disconnected we've become from the sky, from silence, from darkness.
But this kind of beauty comes with a cost. Great Basin is not forgiving. Its isolation is real. There are long stretches with no phone signal, no quick access to help, no safety net if something goes wrong.
Temperatures can change fast. What feels calm during the day can become harsh and dangerous at night. And then there's the silence. Not everyone is comfortable with it.
Because out here, there are no distractions, no constant noise, no digital escape. Just you and the land.
For some people, that feels peaceful. For others, it feels unsettling.
Because in a world where we're always connected, Great Basin takes everything away and leaves you with something rare: stillness. That's why this place remains one of the least visited national parks in the United States. Not because it lacks beauty, but because it demands something from you.
Patience, awareness, respect. This isn't a place you rush through. It's a place that slows you down, whether you wanted to or not.
And in that stillness, it reveals something most places have lost: perspective. Great Basin doesn't try to impress you. It doesn't compete for attention. It simply exists on its own terms. Ancient, quiet, unchanged. And maybe that's the real reason people avoid it. Because out here, on the western edge of the United States, in the heart of North America, far from everything familiar, you're left with something most people spend their whole lives avoiding: the truth of how small you really are and how vast this world has always been.